here for Michigan State, and they're wearing late 90s throwbacks with that iconic Michigan State cursive script on the front, and Kelly green hue. One of the seniors on this roster for Michigan State. The senior class will be honored tomorrow night. Now a chance for Penn State. It's Fink. Save Augustine. Rebound lurking for Lawback, but he couldn't square it up.
Grade A chances early as Christensen shuts down the play and then feeds Fink in from the Calgary Flames is Arseny Sergeyev. And could the Flames catch lightning in a bottle a second time? They've got a 7th rounder, Dustin Wolf, has played 34 games for them this season.
Dane Dowiak, middle of the circle, he scores! And lightning quick, Penn State is on the board, on the road, a silencer inside Munn Ice Arena.
Adam Nightingale has seen his club give up a couple of breakaways already. A little chip, and then Peters finds his man, and Dowiak.
But the only goal of the game so far belongs to Dane Dowiak of Penn State. Here's Charlie Stramel trying to change that. Puck whacked by Peters, and Howard rings the pipe.
And Isaac Howard trying to break the deadlock. Atop the nation, 22 goals apiece. And that...
Basgall in his own end. Picked up by Gavin O'Connell. Nearly stripped by Lawback. Larson below the goal line, fed in front, looking for O'Connell or Dorwart. And Sergeyev again comes up big.
It was on its edge when he released. And then another chance with Dorwart in front.
Penn State being the hottest team in college hockey right now. Second period underway, and the puck rocketed into now Trey Augustine's side. Big Ten tournament's shaping up to be a dandy. DeMarsico gets it back, and Augustine kicks his leg out to the post. What a save by Trey Augustine.
A tandem as there is in the Big Ten. Get it back.
And Mack is there, swing and a miss. Loose puck, taken out. Carson Dorwart, shorthanded chance. Russell in and out of the glove of Sergeyev, and Dorwart misses the rebound chance. Sergeyev loses his stick.
Russell with the shot. Now watch Dorwart come in.
Here comes Charlie Stramel for Michigan State. Back to even strength. Here's DeGraves for Penn State, and a kick save made by Augustine. In the corner, Stramel on the puck. Bounces in for Basgall now. 12 minutes into the second. O'Connell emerges from the half wall. Tanner Kelly brings it behind the net alongside the crease. Puck dangling, and Michigan State scores! Tiernan Shouty ties things up for the home team.
You're out of St. Clair, Michigan, Tiernan Shouty. Tanner Kelly on the backhanded wraparound, and Kelly comes right out front, and Sergeyev has to honor him with the puck.
Christensen across to Paquette. Save, Augustine. Manisto picks it up for Michigan State. Espo deflected behind the goal line. Griffin Jarecki, just over 2 minutes to go in the frame. Chance for Michigan State. Jarecki denied by Sergeyev. Anna tries to leave it for Geniev, top line of forwards on the ice for Penn State. Carried over by Geniev, looking for Fink. Instead, Lawback, he scores! Penn State grabs the lead in the final minute of the second.
Well, after some great chances at the other end, Penn State once again transitioning, scoring on the rush, getting Agadowski just looked at his assistant coach, and did you see him wire that? I think that was up over the right ear of Trey Augustine. What a rocket.
Wearing the A on his sweater and taking the opening faceoff to begin the third period against the top forward line for Penn State. Shouty wins the battle with Reese Lawback, 2 goal scorers in this game. Lawback with a heck of a shot in the final minute of the second period to untie this game. Now it's Geniev, a backhander, knocked down by Trey Augustine. It was right at eye level, and the puck played with a high stick. One more second, all but a formality. So here comes Fink out of the box, and a shot from Sturback, he scores! Tied again.
Face-off win by Charlie Stramel, and he is still on the ice when the puck goes in the net as Sturback walks in. No screen. Usually you'll defer and look for somebody else at the side of the net. And here's Aiden Fink coming out of the box.
Puck stuck in the corner. Fink won't have enough time. 2 up and 2 down, and we go to overtime in a battle.
And one senior, and here we go. Overtime underway.
Sergeyev tries to clear the puck. It went past Simon Mack. Now here come the offensive weapons for Penn State. Aiden Fink trying to set up shop for the Nittany Lions in overtime. Fink, he's open, and a save by Augustine. Russell plays the rebound, and things begin to open up. Russell with Basgall to his left. Basgall couldn't get a shot away. Slips back into the crease for Dorwart. He loses it to Lawback of Penn State. Nudged along for Fink. Here we go. Fink! What a save by Augustine on Casey Amin. DeMarsico loses it to Sturback. Here comes Stramel. 2-on-1. Howard to his left. Stramel shoots off the post. He lost the puck on the rebound, and DeMarsico has it the other way with Shade. DeMarsico dragged down. Shade behind the net. Off DeMarsico, he fires, knocked down by Augustine. Howard off to the races. Shade behind him. Howard wide of the cage.
Which of the 8 grade A opportunities that we're going to look at first? We'll go with Isaac Howard.
Loose puck picked up by Schoen. Schoen and Geniev. Geniev robbed! What a... And Serrato sits on it. It seemed like in the last 30 seconds, Penn State especially was content to play to a shootout.
Well,
Dylan Lugris from the right side. He beats Augustine and scores!
Back on January 11th, come wide, and
Howard to extend the shootout. He scores! A bit of a changeup from Isaac Howard. Crafty move.
Pitchers and catchers have reported. Let's go with the changeup.
Little watches as Carson Dorwart makes a serpentine approach on Arseny Sergeyev and is shut down. A save for Sergeyev to open the shootout.
Go 5-hole along the ice. Kelly for the win.
And it'd be a senior moment for Tanner Kelly. Kelly, a rocket wide. Reese Lawback wired one late in the second period. Here he is again. He scores! And Penn State wins in the shootout. Here inside Munn Ice Arena, silently streams to the exits.
Boy, what a move by Lawback.
Same lines and same starters for both teams in night 2. Final home game of the season, regular season that is, for Michigan State. As the puck slides deep to the Penn State end and we are underway. Knocked the puck airborne and a big hit applied by Danny Russell on the glass. Penn State breaks out with it. Matt DeMarsico, Charlie Serrato, and he scores! Whoa! What a start for Penn State, 59 seconds in.
As Charlie Serrato, 3rd in the Big Ten in freshman scoring. I think he tucked it 5-hole. Kind of a delayed reaction for the light to go on. DeMarsico able to slip it to him. And yeah, just between the legs, Trey Augustine, I think, thought he had it.
The glass, and Matt Basgall plays it back to Larson. Chance in front, and Gavin O'Connell was blanketed by Casey Amin, the Penn State defenseman. Nittany Lions up with it in their own zone. Ben Schoen tries to work it through center, shadowed by Owen West, the defenseman for Michigan State. Carson Dorwart, the centerman, plays it back to the defenseman Basgall. Now a takeaway by Penn State, and they score again. It's J.J. Webush, 2-0 Nittany Lions.
In a little disbelief, but J.J. Webush behind the net. And they try to go cross ice. Does Carson Dorwart, but he serves up the pizza to J.J. Webush. And
Isaac Howard with an assist tonight to tie Penn State's Aiden Fink, number 18, atop the national leaderboard for points, as Gavin O'Connell puts one right off the middle of Arseny Sergeyev. Carter Shade and Casey Amon try to dig the puck out. Here's Aiden Fink. 22 goals on the season. Now Danny Geniev in tight, and the puck slips off his blade, but a penalty is called. Nearly knocked Aiden Fink into the Penn State bench. Now a chance for Ben Schoen, and it misses the net. Vladislav Lukashevich, a stretch pass to center. Two top lines on the ice. Howard looking for the cutting defenseman Basgall. Right back to Fink as play opens up. Aiden Fink, in he goes, and a save made by Augustine. How about this last chance for Penn State, Fred?
Aiden Fink looking for his 23rd goal of the season. Penn State's offense primarily based off the rush. That, you know, when you talk about quality starts and the ability of him to hold the opposition to 2 or less, well, he's already given up his 2, so we'll see if he can hold the fort the rest of the way.
Look out, Aiden Fink, and the rebound off the boards, fumbled into the crease. Charlie Stramel throws it across the rink, and it's picked up by Simon Mack. This is the 60th start of Trey Augustine's college career as Stramel puts one off Sergeyev. Rebound controlled by Penn State. Michigan State and Penn State change lines. Basgall up ahead to Gavin O'Connell. Loose at center for Nicholas DeGraves. In transition, Ben Schoen from the dot. A shot snatched out of thin air by Trey Augustine.
And they just keep rolling their lines, but they need to find some offense. They need to find a way to solve the big guy and get that forecheck game going that they're famous for and has led to so much of their success this season.
Amin, redirected puck out to the point. Daniel Russell looks to start a rush. Tommy Monisto in alone, save Sergeyev, and a beauty.
The speed of Tommy Monisto. Look at him go. The back checker, Amin nowhere near him. But Sergeyev stretches to his left and gets the glove on the backhand.
Charlie Serrato has played well against Michigan State already this season. A goal and an assist against the Spartans back on January 10th. And another goal already tonight as Penn State opens the second period on the power play. Was a late slashing call on Patrick Geary of Michigan State to give Penn State the man advantage. But a shorthanded chance for the flying Finn, Tommy Monisto. And he tried to bury that one in the corner, and he missed wide glove side and high on Arseny Sergeyev. DeMarsico with a fine play. Matt DeMarsico weaves his way in, and the puck deflected below the goal line. Serrato recycles topside. Casey Amon tees up Fink. He scores! A one-timer from Aiden Fink.
Puck in against Basgall, still on the power play, and Amon puts it right in his wheelhouse. And Trey Augustine with Webush providing a little traffic, but he got one whistled by his left ear last night.
Basgall starts the breakout. Mikey D'Angelo, vertical pass, Griffin Jarecki. Jarecki in his hip pocket, Jarecki in tight, another save by Sergeyev.
Leg out to protect the puck is Griffin Jarecki, and as he gets in tight, he tried to go upstairs. And then the tremendous scramble, lifted up, but Sergeyev down in that.
Michigan State begins the third period on the power play. That's Ben Schoen in the box for a tripping penalty late in the second period. Andrews into the glove of Reese Laubach of Penn State. It was intercepted. Now Geniev Save, Augustine. Fake. Banked off the wall. Makes a move on the puck below the goal line. Andrews off the stick of Laubach. Here's Carson Dorwart looking for Tommy Monisto, and Monisto scores. A shorthanded goal for Michigan State.
Dorwart off the bench out of the box, feeds Monisto. Schoen trying to catch up. The perfect feathery little pass, and Monisto with the one touch.
Penn State has not scored in the period. Gavin O'Connell for Joey Larson, backhanded in front. Dorwart denied by Sergeyev. Andrews slides it across to Gucciardi. Wrister saved by Sergeyev. To the blue line. Down the wall, Howard looking for some space. It rainbows over Dorwart. Stramel for the crashing Daniel Russell. And the play made alongside the cage. Contact with Sergeyev. All the way ahead to Howard. It's Howard. Save. Rebound. Score! Carson Dorwart keeps Michigan State alive with 8.5 seconds to play.
With the Michigan State defender Andrews, and the puck was loose, and Baskel says stretch past time. Howard with the shot, and following up with the goal is Carson Dorwart. That's the good news. Bad news, 8.5 seconds left in regulation.
It's Dorwart's 10th goal. Michigan State wins the draw off the back wall. Christensen the first there. Less than 5 seconds left. It's stuck in the corner. Michigan State short on time. The horn sounds, and Penn State steals one in East Lansing.
Teams limiting odd man rushes that have plagued their seasons is big keys, and controlling that neutral zone with good gaps and outlet passes certainly helps.
Ali takes it.
They have struggled to score goals because the talent level certainly there. We made mention of Quinn Finley, Gavin Morrissey, one of the best young freshmen in college hockey.
Ooh, Hensler rocked. There's Fitzgerald off the goal post. Danny Nelson down there gets involved, and Ali will clear it out to center. Finley again attacking from the left side. Drags some Fighting Irish with him. And then it goes in. Mosley. Save stopped it initially. Mosley with the goal.
Riley Mosley scores the goal, but freshman Weston Knox here has a heads-up play. Quick transition, turns to his forehand, and puts the Fighting Irish in a difficult position. They wanted to change. They wanted that puck to get in deep. He transitioned, gets it to Finley, who does well what goal scorers do. Brings it to the net, finds his teammate.
Now a brief power play for Notre Dame. Watch out, Horbach, short-handed breakaway, in shoots, scores! Jack Horbach, 2-0 Wisconsin.
Needing to control the puck to remove turnovers from their game, and this was a colossal one in the slot there. Quickly transitioned by Lindmark up to Horbach. Maybe not a player wearing red and white this season who has done more little things for this hockey team.
Scholes now trying to take that puck to a safe place. Kukkonen is out of the box. Kukkonen shooting. Save made there, big rebound. Wisconsin now regrouping under 7 minutes to go in this opening period.
Another fortuitous break for the Wisconsin Badgers there, with Kukkonen wisely jumping out and identifying that his defenseman had the puck and used that to create a scoring chance.
Hensler now marching his way down in deep, right in front. Mellenbacher scores! Owen Mellenbacher, 3-0 Wisconsin.
Say, looking up, he was hopeless on this one as Logan Hensler comes in and he evaluates and dissects the defense right on the top of the goal crease there. Mellenbacher unchecked, and not much. Both those players after the retaliation didn't head to the box.
Weird deflection in front. Tough one to gauge for Nicholas Kempf, who's just come under this game for Notre Dame, their goaltender. And that's a tough one to deal with. Shows the belter, roofs it, make it 4-0 Wisconsin.
Player we talked talked about heading into this one was Quinn Finley. He is involved, and look at Scholl's head up. Presence in front, nothing, and I mean nothing, Nicholas Kempf could do on that. Traffic and a wonderfully labeled wrister here finds its way to the glove side. The netminder down the first period, and they had a 2-on-1 with some 30 seconds left. Could have been 5. Fighting Irish started the game with Owen Say. Now Kempf in net, replacing him after goal number 3.
And there's Kempf, stops Care, rebound lays there, and it's whipped wide. Anthony Care lays it down low. Notre Dame, though, now comes away with it. Danny Nelson, their ringleader in the offensive zone, drops it off. Quick shot! Notre Dame. Cole Knuble uses the backhand to give him some life.
That allows what could have been a 3-on-3 to develop into a 3-on-2, and great distribution here, and they cross the defenders up there, who has to respect the driving forward to the net. That's Danny Nelson. Has to be so calm because there's a storm all the way around them, but they need to keep their wits about them on the power play. Nelson, a cerebral draft pick of the Islanders, able to do so.
Here's Janicki, midst of a Notre Dame power play. Nelson shoots, scores! A bullet through traffic, power play goal, Danny Nelson.
For the Fighting Irish, and one of their studs, Danny Nelson, doing so. Watch him open up here, reads the play, sees 2 players go. That opens up the one-timer. Scarfone up to the task there, and on this play in particular, he bides his time and just patiently finds his way down the slot, arriving at the right time where the turnover is able to be one-touched. Look from behind. Watch the collapse of the 4-man penalty kill unit of the...
Shoveled in by Notre Dame. Now they'll have to go back for it. Watch out, Mosley. He's got a beat on it. Pietila shoots, scores! 5-2 Wisconsin. Pietila this time.
What recognition here by Mosley. Patience looking at the goalie. Wonderful saucer pass. Kempf doing everything he could, going post to post. Pietila gets enough of that puck to get it up where Kempf can't control, in near the toes of his skates. He has to go to the tip of the stick to one-touch that puck for Wisconsin's 5th of the game, expanding their lead to 3 again.
Mosley with the assist. First goal of the season for Pietila. A lot of unsuspecting goal scorers tonight for Wisconsin. Now in front, Tassi, another one for the Badgers. They cannot be stopped. Make it 6-2.
Big Simon Tassi, the rough and tumble Montreal native here, goes to the net with the stick down. He's able to wedge that over on his backhand. All about finish and creating turnovers there. Botterill does so. Mellenbacher correctly corrals and directs toward Tassi, who's able to score the 6th of the game. Momentum back.
Expecting some more goals here in the final period of regulation. Notre Dame, we're in their road.
Penalty kill.
Knuble and Notre Dame in the midst of a power play, still for 40 more seconds. Fisher down to Knuble. Nelson's quick shot knocked down. Oh, speaking of knocking things down, Janicki bats that down out of midair. What a finish. And Notre Dame cuts Wisconsin's lead in half.
Janicki, who batted home his 8th of the season. Wow, how about that?
Angle.
Yeah, squeezing it in there. It goes in and up off the defender. He recognizes, and he's kind of like, well, he dove, calling a spade, but it's like, what are we doing here? You're on the biggest stage. I didn't like that. He played tremendous. I thought he was outstanding. He was the difference in the game. But that was one play in particular where I was not a fan.
Quinn Finley, the drought is over from 55 feet out. That's got to feel good.
The power play, as it is done often this season, collects and rotates around the top. Mosley down in front there, I think gets a stick on it there. Ryland Mosley tipping that puck upward in a deft fashion off a shot from.
Tonight belongs to Wisconsin's 7-3 final over Notre Dame. Legend on the other bench, a guy you know well, Coach Jeff Jackson.
What an icon he has been of college hockey over the last 30+ years with stops at the U.S. Development Program.
Decisive decision there by Owen Say, the goaltender. It was a good breakout pass. Ali trying to cut in. Karams towards Scarfoni, and no cover.
Better start for the Fighting Irish in particular because the turnovers have been limited in the early going of this period.
There's Care from a tough angle. The Notre Dame offside leads to this face-off possessed by the Fighting Irish. First period almost 5 minutes old. Kumlin, the cross-corner dump in. Jovanovic takes it. What a belter. Jovanovic off the boards. Notre Dame opens up the scoring. And it's his first of the season.
What a resounding shot here, all off the faceoff. Terrific transition, spreading the ice. And then Kumlin has his head up. This is not a throwaway play. This is dumping it with a purpose, and Jovanovic hammers this one home. Fluttering puck made it difficult for Scarfoni to track it. And when a player gets their first goal, something we saw last night with Adam Pietola, it can really charge the bench.
Here's Knuble walking in, penalty upcoming to Wisconsin. He couldn't get a shot off. Point blank opportunity there as Cole Knuble looks to the sky.
Scarfoni just bursting off his goal line there, challenging the angle of Knuble.
There's Janicki, one-timer. He does not miss. He scored last night, number 8, scoring again, and he equalizes, or rather gives Notre Dame more cover now as a 2-0 lead for the Fighting Irish.
Notre Dame, and take a look here, the backhand pass, unexpected by the Badgers. Scarfoni did his best to push on that goal line, take it away, but Janicki, as you made mention, will not miss for their hammers the one.
Danny Nelson for Notre Dame.
He was outstanding, coming off a 3-point Friday defeat.
Running out of options and running into Hunter Strand. That's Cole Knuble using the wall to his advantage. Nelson, Knuble in, shoots, scores! Cole Knuble cruises in to make it 3-0 Notre Dame. Goal number 11 for number 22.
The boards here because this was magical. Just bounces it to himself around the defender, collects on the other side, and then heads to the net, just like your Pee-wee coach told you. Collects the pass, forehand, backhand, and that was enough for Cole Knuble.
Nice stick, but it's nullified as it's touched by Wisconsin first. This is Jack Horbach through center, leaves for Dick. Slidden towards the goal, save, the initial save on the rebound, Anthony Care, and the Badgers have life.
Below the top of circles, below the goal line at time, he nets his first of the season, just had 10 assists, but he looks like a 20-goal scorer on that one as he collects and elevates with a bit of poise and patience off of the rebound. Has Owen Say down deep there, and a huge goal for Wisconsin to get back in this hockey game.
Tough rebound for Say to contain because that was there to feast on it.
Well, and his defense didn't have body position where he could have pushed further outside of his goal crease, needed to protect the house.
There's Notre Dame trying to answer back, and they do. Danny Nelson, thank you very much. It's a 3-goal lead once again for the Fighting Irish. Goal number 13 for Nelson.
Hockey game straight off the face-off. Notre Dame crosses center. Mastro Domenico ladles that out, and you think Ollie didn't get it. Oh my gosh, Scarfoni got it, and it goes right to Danny Nelson, who is not going to miss from there. Shock and awe, Mike Hastings said to the Badgers, to try to snap them out of this funk that we've seen through a pair of periods, looking like a significantly different team than we saw. Shots harder to come by, continuity lacking.
I imagine it's also been a familiar refrain about discipline all weekend from Wisconsin's head coach. Here's Nelson. Off the pad of Scarfoni. Opening minute of this third period. Loose puck. Fitzgerald misses it. Janicki doesn't. Scarfoni bails him out with a pad save. Tracked down by Dick. Goes to Weston, knocks on the point. Wrist shot redirected wide in front on the rebound. Owen Say, a big-time stop.
As we see from his vantage point, this puck opening up wide, coming to the net, and that rebound. He explodes post to post, collects. A bit of chaos would ensue from there. Simon Tassi deflecting that puck out in front. Mastro Domenico.
Murphy, Kummelin. It's off a defender and harmlessly wide. B1G in front. There's Murphy. What a play. Tucks it under the bar. Oh my, Ian Murphy. It's 5-1 Notre Dame. No luck of the Irish needed there.
Down in front of the Wisconsin goal, and wow, does Murphy make him pay. Elevating so rapidly in tight. Stick handles around the player's stick. This puck is not even perfectly flat. He roofs that with the absolute best of them there. Ian Murphy, the Princeton transfer. What a pass off that goal line by Blake B1G there. Former Hermantown Hawk and UMD Bulldog had his head up and found his center. Unit for Notre Dame.
A good stand at the blue line there. Silanoff into the empty net. Good night, Wisconsin. Now 6-1, Notre Dame in charge. Third of the year for Grant Silanoff.
Go just wide. Silanoff pounces on a turnover on the blue line.
Last night belonged to Wisconsin. Tonight clearly belongs to the visitors from Notre Dame. A 6-1 emphatic road victory.
Great team win for Jeff Jackson's group. Right from the goal crease out. Danny Nelson, terrific.
He'll be opposed by Steve Rollick in his 12th year with the Buckeyes. 217 career wins for the two-time Big Ten Coach of the Year. Pat, here we go, the Buckeyes and the Gophers. And what has to happen here for Minnesota to take control of this hockey?
Well, you know, for Minnesota, we're at the point to cut that play off.
Now here's Clark with some speed and some moves. Goes to the net. And it's grabbed and held by Tiernix. In the neutral zone. Cut ahead. Here's Uza. Fired a long shot. Crosses to the near side. Hung goes to the corner, gets by Renzel, tries to center it. And it's taken away by Chesley in front. And now Paulson. Buckeyes have something going here. Long shot, deflected, save, Soulier, another save. And then the Gophers grab the rebound and Hendrickson gets it out of danger. Dump it down ice.
And you got to credit Ohio State. They're really not allowing Minnesota to get their feet moving, get going in the offensive zone at all.
Huglin comes in, gets around two players, puts it in front, and they score! Minnesota breaks through as they take the 1-0 lead, and it's Brody Lamb knocking it home.
10 games. And watch the play here by Aaron Huglin. Just uses that body, gets around the net, Lamb, where he scores a majority of his goals, right in front, right on the doorstep, knocks it past.
Get the win here.
You know, we talk about hot teams. We talked about Ohio State. Penn State is 8-1-1 in their last 10 games, and make that. And we'll see how this one ends up tonight. But
Wow, backhander up under the bar, and this game is all even as the Gophers turned it over deep in their own zone. And here with a minute to go, it's Burnside.
Burnside here. Minnesota's just going to lose control of the puck and lose coverage out in front. Burnside left all alone. Thompson with the pass out front. And a backhander over the glove of Liam Souliere with a minute to go in this. Each team scored a goal, but there weren't a lot of chances. There weren't a lot of great saves. There weren't a lot of hits. It was just tough sledding all over the ice. Gophers have to get their feet moving here in this second period.
Well, it seems that Minnesota has more team speed.
But there's no doubt about it. They have more team speed and they have more skilled guys. And you know, that's the beauty of a coach who understands it, Steve Rolick. And so he says, okay, we can't beat you this way. We're going to try to beat you our way, and we're going to slow things down.
Here's Moore now coming in. Forced in behind, comes out front, wrapping around attempt, and gives to Johnson. He'll wind it around to the near side. Godbout gets it ahead. Razi across the line, feeds to the far side. Souliere square to the shooter, makes the save. Rebound in behind. Buckeyes, Rossi back to the point, gets the return. Rossi in the circle, fires, and Souliere comes up with another big save.
You've got to be able to break that defense up a little bit.
Here's John Middlestead, backhander. Booted out by Tiernis.
Yeah.
And again, a one-and-done attack.
Yeah.
Back in.
It's just both teams are coasting in the corner. There's not a lot of energy.
Here's Hendrickson, great pass, feeds it across, going right in and scores! Chesley, what a goal! Calm, cool, and collected, and he buries it.
Well, I just talked about getting your defensemen more involved in the play. Gave him the ability. Watch Chesley just sneak in here, gets the pass, very patient, goes around Turnus, and puts it in an empty net. But that's how you break up a 1-3-1.
Now here's Rinzel, the top pick of the Blackhawks, with some speed across the line, puts the brakes on. Tried to center, it's picked up there, back to the point, long shot. Blocker save as Clark let it fly.
You know, I'm getting on Minnesota a little bit because they're not moving their feet. They're not beating Ohio State to the puck. They've had spurts, but if they want to get that separation goal, that's what they're going to have to need to do.
Now Middlestead throws it towards the front of the net.
There you go. For Minnesota, to get a team out of their game, you've got to create some chaos, and that's throwing pucks at nets, and you know, and throwing guys hard to the net.
Now Gruba busts in deep. Zemer, what a pass! Paulson denied! Tremendous save there by Tiernis. Another shot by Zemer from the other side. Takes over. Final minute of period 2.
Oh, there you go.
Slips it ahead. John Middlestead fires. Stick save by Tiernis. Now Chesley sends a long one in. And Tiernis saw that, drops it, sweeps it off. They wave the icing as Johnson goes back to retrieve. Now Lamb centers it. And Hughlin was just bothered at the last second as Guzzo came back, and then that shot. But now it's kicked back the other way. Buckeyes get it across the line. Long shot, stick save made. Bucata's opportunity, and then right in front.
Right inside the dot, and Guzzo let that fly.
No movement from Tiernis as we're down to 2.5. Gophers long pass. Here's Lamb with some room, walking in, wrap around, he scores! Brody Lamb gets his second, just like Pat Micheletti predicted, and it's 3-1 Minnesota.
That great outlet pass by Mike Kester. Watch Lamb, made the fake, and used that big long stick of his to just sneak it in off the goaltender Turnus.
And off for Brent Johnson as well.
Yeah, and what a big goal for Minnesota. They get up to that shooting room and work on that shot.
Well, believe me, if he gets a chance here in this one, he'll take another crack at it. Moore with the puck. Pushes it up on the wall, not out. Now the Gophers get a shot at the empty net wide. Race for it. Moore first one there, buries it. And that will bury the Buckeyes.
Empty net. Watch this play here. Now that's just hard work by Oliver Moore to beat the defender, negates the icing, and
one last chance for the Buckeyes. Soulier, the blocker save, and that's it. Minnesota gets the victory 4-1, and Liam Soulier has career victory number 50.
Jump, and they need to get out to a good start and get their legs going right away. Get Ohio State chasing. Don't play Ohio State's game.
All right, here we go. Game number 2. And Rinzel will backhand it out to center. Snuggerud pokes it free. He's got some room. Fires the shot. Tiernis has no idea where the rebound went. It ends up in the far corner.
Dominant on both ends of the ice.
And digging it out of the fray was Clark. Gets it back. Here's Kester stepping up. Kester goes to the net, puts it right in front. They score! Kurth on the doorstep, and it's 1-0 Minnesota.
And he just takes it all the way to the net. Spots Connor Kurth right in front of Tiernis, and Kurth puts it away to give the Gophers a 1-0.
He's already got the lone goal in this one. Jimmy Snuggerud would like to light the lamp before this one is done.
Still 40 seconds left on the Gopher power play.
That penalty taken by Wise for hooking in the late stages of period number 1. Here's Moore. Walks in and scores! Oliver Moore picks the top corner, and it's 2-0 Golden Gophers.
Watch this pass go right there, and Snuggerud was kind of waiting for it. Moore steps in, takes it, and lets it go. Beats Tiernis over the glove side. Gophers 2.
And the Buckeyes break through and make it a 2-goal game once again. Aiden Hansen, Yukata with a bomb from the far side beats Soulier, and the Buckeyes have life.
Assist, and that's just kind of a broken play behind the net. Wood gets caught a little deep, and Bukata is right there and lets a bomb go past.
But it was 7-1 Minnesota after the first period, so 11-4 total is what it is to this point.
They've lost their confidence. They had it going for a while last night, and it's like the wind has gone out of their sails. They're just kind of just playing, you know.
And this is a team that has won 4 straight, and they get a big one there. Max Montez picks the top corner on Soulier, and it's a 1-goal hockey game.
Yeah, here we go. Minnesota turns the puck over little. Yeah, Minnesota gave him the puck, and Montez right from the dot just lets it fly. Costly turnover.
Penn State looking for the equalizer here. They've got the Gophers scrambling a bit. Kester, though, gains control, couldn't get out. Hendrickson has lost his stick right on the doorstep, and Soulier comes up with a big save there. Now Kurth lets Wood carry it in. Circles back, feeds it across. Throwing towards the net, knocked out in front, they score! What reach by Kurth! He came out of the fray, got that puck, and tucked it home for his second of the night.
I'm going to tell you that play was made by Matthew Wood. Just held onto the puck at the blue line, got it across, and then the pass goes right to the front of the net. Little shot pass. It just seems to ignite your game. And Clark started that last weekend, as I mentioned, getting the tying goal, sending the game to overtime at Ann Arbor last weekend.
Now Gordon coming out of the corner and daggers it. Gordon puts it up again high on the glove side, and Ohio State not going away.
Yeah, that's a third goal in the same spot. Bursts out of the corner, uses his body, beats Renzel, and just goes high upstairs and over that glove of Liam Soulier, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-3 hockey game. Oh, I don't think he's going to, and he's got the guy he wants out there to take that draw, and Aaron Huglin.
And Huglin wins that huge draw. Gophers can't get it out though. Renzel goes down, but Huglin will get it out. Empty net. Huglin feeds it across, and Lamb scores! An empty net goal, and the Gophers are back up by 2.
Watch right here. It's just Huglin just battling, and he's going to get the puck up to Beckett Hendrickson, who passes it over to Brody Lamb, and Lamb taps it in to give the Gophers a 5-3 lead. And
Hung trying to come in front. There goes Tiernes again. They've pulled the goaltender. Trying to scramble back in. Shot, they score! And they are still alive. 1-goal game again.
Well, just Minnesota got lazy in their own end. And you know, we talked about them not giving up the middle of the ice at all. And here, pretty easy one for Rossi. And I don't know if he
here's
knows.
the call.
After further review, it was determined the play is offsides. We have no goal.
And the Ohio State goal remains empty. Gordon on the draw, and again, Huglin wins it. And the Gophers clear it out. Here's Stuggerud going after the empty net, and he's got it.
Well, how about Aaron Huglin on the draws? 2 draws, 2 empty net goals. Sam Renzel, that time, off the draw, gets the puck up to Stuggerud. Watch him just bear down. What a great play. Renzel comes in, picks it up, and there's Jimmy, gets his goal.
Fans already starting the sweep chant, and why not? Minnesota gets it done. 6-3 is the final. The Gophers jump into first place in the Big Ten